Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Alzubaidi, co-CEO of Eon, here with Dr. George Eapen, the president of the AABIP and an interventional pulmonologist at MD Anderson. Thanks for joining me today, Dr. Eapen.
Oh, thank you, Aki. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for having me. And more importantly, thanks for being part of this exciting venture that we are embarking on together.
I'll tell you, I'm so proud to be part of this with you and to help out. And I know that we spoke about this many, many, many years ago. And what is this? This is the Pulmonary Procedures Registry. Maybe you can tell us what it is and how it came about.
I'll be happy to. Thank you very much for that. You alluded to it a couple minutes ago. I mean, this is not a new thing. This is something that we've been talking about, hoping for, kind of planning for the last several years. Basically, the AABIP Pulmonary Procedures Registry is a completely HIPAA compliant, integrated with the EHR database that allows us to input all the pulmonary procedures that we do in a searchable format that allows for so many different things. It allows us to define and measure clinically relevant metrics. It allows us to enable objective measures of performance. So it's not just talk; it's actually objective measures of performance. It allows us to do deep analytics and gain some statistical insights into what we do, what works, what doesn't work. It fosters an environment of continuous quality improvement. And finally, I'm hoping it facilitates research and innovation in our field. Our field, as you very well know, is growing exponentially, and the complexity of what we do is growing by leaps and bounds. So I think it's high time we did this, and I'm so proud that the AABIP has led the way in this.
Dr. Eapen, what do you think the need is that really tipped it over to say, hey, we have to do this? The AABIP, we have to do a registry to improve quality. What was that need, and who should sign up for the registry?
Excellent question. So, interventional pulmonary, which is, sort of a subspecialty of pulmonary medicine, has been growing and gaining significance over the last 15, 20 years now. And in parallel with that, there has been a drive within medicine as a whole, or healthcare in the United States, to talk about value, right? So it's not just what you can do, but whether what you're doing makes a difference, on a population basis. If you couple that with the fact that, with the advent of EBUS, for instance, 15 odd years ago, the advent of EBUS suddenly transformed the staging of lung cancer from being primarily a surgical process to being in the purview of the pulmonologist, of the interventional pulmonologist, to be precise. This is an awesome responsibility. All of a sudden we are part of a lung cancer care team, and a critical part of the lung cancer care team. So that's just EBUS. Now we're talking about robotic bronchoscopy, which now moves us also into advanced diagnostics and things like that. So as our field gets more technical, right? How do we demonstrate that what we're doing really meets the guidelines that are congruent with the guidelines that have been established by national societies and things like that? So, if you look at interventional cardiology, for instance, they have a database for their procedures. If you look at gastroenterology, they have a database as well, a consortium, a quality assurance consortium that is put together by the ASGE and the Society of Gastroenterologists. So thoracic surgery has a huge database where all these people who are in highly technical fields have databases that demonstrate their quality, the quality of their work. And so, interventional pulmonary is the latest addition to that group. It is something that across the board, its time is here. We should be doing this, and the ABIP has long felt that this was an important thing to do. And I would suggest that this is probably the most important thing we can do going forward to continue to advance our field of interventional pulmonary.
Dr.
So,
Eapen,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was just going to say that the AABIP has been valuable to me through two different, sets of life. One where I was a pulmonologist who was doing pulmonary procedures in a very small rural area at a less than 100 hospital bed. And then the other one, my other, second life was at National Jewish Health, doing interventional pulmonary medicine there. If you're looking at, the two lives that I've had, do both of them sign up, or does one of them sign up for the registry? Who's appropriate to sign up for the registry?
Everybody should sign up for the registry. And I'll tell you why. The great thing about the registry, in my mind, is that it's a great equalizer. You can be in so it's outcomes, right? It's outcomes, it's process, it's a whole bunch of different things. So even if you're practicing in a 100-bed hospital as a solo practitioner, but you're doing work that is equivalent to being done at the Cleveland Clinic or the National Jewish or wherever the biggest place possible, right? You can demonstrate that everybody is measuring themselves on the same yardstick. So it's a forum that allows everybody to participate on equal footing.
And to me too, Dr. Eapen, it's a way to learn, right? Like if somebody is set an equal yardstick, but it's a way to understand who's doing things great, and if you need improvement in certain areas, and to identify those. So I agree, everybody.
Absolutely, it is, and that's what I'm hoping. First of all, I think all doctors, we want to do our best, right? Absolutely. That's what we went into this for, so it's not, I think that's what most doctors want to do. Well, this allows us to measure ourselves, see what we're doing in a systematic, non-onerous manner, right? And then allows us to benchmark with others. Okay, what else? What are other people doing? And if we find any discrepancy, it's going to be one of three things. We're doing the same as everybody, we're doing better than everybody, or we're doing worse than everybody. It's going to be one of those three outcomes. And either way, it's information, right? So if you're doing the same as everybody else, okay, maybe you can try to tweak it a little bit, but you're good. You're for the most part good. If you're doing better than everybody else, perhaps you can teach other people and show what is it that you're doing that is making you better than everybody else. And finally, if you're not doing as well as everybody, it allows you to look at your processes. It allows you to go to your administrators and say, hey, listen, we need to fix something here. And here's what we think we need to fix. It allows you to get resources. So these are all the advantages that I see.
The people, processes, technology, getting data back from all three of those categories, and then improvement. And so that leads us into the last question that I have, Dr. Eapen, which is, I know we mentioned this before, you've been working on this for many, many years, and you have a vision. What impacts, or what's the major impact that you hope to see that this registry could make?
I'll tell you, for me, I'm a clinician through and through. My career has primarily been as a clinician. And for me, patient level outcomes is what matters the most to me. So to take the example that you alluded to earlier, I would like us to get to the place where a somebody getting an EBUS anywhere within the continental United States, and I guess Hawaii and, and Alaska, all have the same level of care. That's what I'd like to see. And I see this as a way to nudge us into that type of environment. Because I see geographic accessibility as one of the great barriers to care. Most people who get lung cancer are in their, as I grow older, in my age and above. Well, we don't like traveling. So I cannot go to National Jewish. If I live in a rural area, I don't have either the means or the money or the support to be able to go to, quote, a center of excellence. So what we should be doing as a healthcare system is pushing these centers of excellence all the way out so that it is accessible to people. That's what I see as the biggest impact of this, is the ability to raise the level of care that is available to all Americans, regardless of where they live. And that's the bottom line.
I can easily get behind that bottom line and how do we sign up? If as long as you're not in Alaska or Hawaii, tell us how we sign up.
Well, one of the easiest ways, I guess, that we can sign up is if you're attending the conference. You can. There'll be a booth where you can sign up directly. Online, you can sign up too, if you're not attending the conference. So there's multiple different ways. And we're going to be sending out emails and so on and so forth to announce opportunities to sign up. I would like to take an opportunity to thank you and your co-CEO, Christine Spraker, for really having put a lot of effort and time and energy into this. The AABIP is a small organization with not a lot of resources or not a lot of money, basically. And you guys have, as a pulmonologist yourself, as an interventional pulmonologist yourself, I think you understand the importance of this, and you've thrown your full weight and your company's weight behind this, and we're very grateful to you for having done that.
I'm humbled personally, Dr. Eapen, and very proud that we have the opportunity. Thankful to you as well. I think that just coming out of fellowship and being put into a position where you want to do right by your patients. Like you said it before, doctors want to do good. They want to do right. And not knowing what works best, right? Like, what do I need to do in terms of, just setting up the room and training people in the room, the technology, the techniques, the muscle memory that I need, the number of procedures with proficiency. You get thrown to the fire sometimes. And to me, like being part of something to where somebody who gets out of fellowship, or even if they've been practicing for 30 years and there's a new technique and we can give them a little bit of an advantage that helps a patient out, it's worth every bit of effort to me, man. I just appreciate you including us. So thank you very much, Dr. Eapen, and to the AABIP. Like Dr. Eapen stated, there will be a booth at the conference and other mechanisms on the website to be able to sign up for the registry. And I hope that everybody participates in improving and understanding what truth is, and then iterating and getting better. That's what we do as humans. So let's do it here as IPs and as pulmonologists who are doing pulmonary procedures.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dr. Eapen.
Thank you very much.